Moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Shepherd's Pie. I'm David.
And I'm Tommy.
We're back for another Bible read. Another slice of some sermon coming at you.
We left off on Genesis chapter 5. We didn't get as far as we'd like to, necessarily. I have a feeling this is going to be a long haul. We're here for it. We're here for it, though. Long haul Bible literacy. That's the goal.
Yeah, it's just going to be twice a month. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's going to take a while. But if we can get more done in each episode, then hopefully we'll get through it a little bit quicker.
We're going to see what we can get through tonight with it.
My wife had brought up something with the infrequent amount of uploads we're doing. Like, we're being relatively frequent, but like current events are going to kind of pass us by as we're talking about other topics. Do we want to do like a little 10-15 minutes of maybe just like a rant in the beginning or the end of episodes that don't pertain to those things, like a Bible, just so we're not missing out on shit?
It depends, because some of those things freaking, they'll end up becoming a whole episode themselves.
Right.
But I don't see why not, really. I don't know. We could try it out.
Yeah.
See what the hell we get.
I didn't have anything really particularly, like, right now going on current event wise that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, the Erica Kirk shit is going wild.
Yeah, that just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and I don't know.
I want to talk about that, but I want to do an episode about that too. So I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, I mean, it could just kind of bring up, whatever we're seeing now, but as far as like a whole episode,
she was just on Fox News.
That would be different.
She was on Hannity, and I watched a little bit of it, and it's that clip that's going viral of her just being really emotional, talking about how dare you come at my Turning Point USA family.
Angry.
And something I saw in the comments, but nobody's really saying, is like, it's crazy how angry she's getting about people talking about this stuff as opposed to when her husband was actually killed. Like, she's showing more emotion about, like, essentially death threats at Turning Point USA than she was the actual death of her husband.
Yep. And the fact that she took the helm of the TPUSA.
Yeah, everybody's talking about that.
Yeah, like
you don't just get widowed into your boss's job.
Yeah, she took it over very quickly and started just asking for a lot of money and making merchandise and all sorts of things, and it just smells. It smells like
suspect,
smells like a
dirty.
rat.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know. It's
other than that, there's not much in the news.
I saw something about Trump is, before Christmas, going to be creating like a 10-nation council. He's going into like a phase 2 with the Gaza thing. And he was talking about how he's going to turn Gaza into like a strip mall or like condos. He wanted to buy the Gaza Strip.
Yeah, there's building plans for it out already.
Yeah, and
like they've had building plans.
He's got like this phase 2 thing happening where he's trying to get different nations, all Arab nations, like in the region, like a council, like an international board kind of deal, And that goes back to Revelation in the Bible, talking about the 10 horns on the beast.
I mean, they called
And
Trump the Goy Messiah.
the 10 horns refer to the 10 kings, and we've got these 10 nations, and it's and they convene in the last hour is in the in Revelation. So
Yeah, well,
that's interesting and concerning, and also could be nothing, because
right.
we need to see a lot of other things happen too in order for
Yeah.
Revelations to really be going off. We need to see the building of the temple. We need to see um a lot of other things that
Yeah.
we're not really there yet. It feels like we are absolutely winding to it. We're getting there.
Right.
But
Well,
it's just another thing.
Revelations is at the back of the Bible, Tommy, so I guess we better fucking start plugging.
Yes.
Um,
Genesis chapter 5.
Yeah, do you want to read?
I could read.
I'll let you read.
I could read.
I'll allow it.
Alright. I need to share screen. Oh, that's not how you do
No,
that.
do you?
Forgive the tech shit. Yeah.
Alright, you can share.
So that anybody can just kind of follow along.
I'll,
This guy right here.
we'll make it a little bit
Yes.
better view for the peoples.
Ugh. It snowed really hard here. I'm beat to freaking snot right now. I feel crusty. We'll need a shower after this, but
Yeah, we're like in the part of the world where we get some of the most snow of the whole world.
it's absolutely insane. And I don't know, global warming was one of my favorite things ever when that was kicking off, because it gave us like a 7-year period where it was like not so bad. Didn't have to really touch the snowblower, but I have been having to struggle.
Yeah,
with
when
my
we were kids,
snowblower.
there was snowbanks like bigger, like taller than we were. I mean, we were fucking kids, but the snowbanks were bigger than the
Yeah.
adults. Like you could
like 4 to 5 foot tall,
Yeah.
freaking just reliably. You could pretty much use your snowbank on the side of your house as a ladder to get on the roof and jump off it into a giant fluffy pile of snow.
And yeah, for a while it wasn't like that, and now people's fucking roofs are. Last year, it was like a horror movie. Driving through town, you see people's fucking buildings collapse and their house collapse and their garage collapse, and it's like,
Yeah, that was a different ball game. The shit that
It was so
happened
fucked
last
up.
year was wild.
because I work somewhere where I see the people. I work at a paint store. I can say that much. So people will come in and I'll see all kinds where like, oh, this lady, she's got really good insurance and it was completely covered. In fact, they gave her more money than what it was worth and it needed to be replaced. So now she's getting a better barn and she's all happy about it, picking out paint. And then you got these people that don't have a penny to their name. They didn't have insurance, or insurance isn't covering it because it's a natural disaster. And they're out all of their things because the snow came in and ruined it all. And it's just terrible.
Yeah,
It's just
that is
terrible.
literally a horror movie. That's terrible. Like the amount of devastation that happened to the area. It's weird because, you'd think that we'd be kind of used to the fact that it snows, so you take care of your stuff,
It
but
took
like,
everybody
the
by
amount that
surprise
fell,
because we didn't have it for a while.
yeah, and then not only that, but the amount that fell was that could be some type of manipulation.
It was
or
like
something.
3
I don't
feet
know.
above.
It's
Yeah, that was
crazy.
That was a theory that bounced around last year with people around. Like, it wasn't an online community theory because it wasn't like a thing felt around the world. It was kind of just like a local conspiracy
Yep.
theory that, like, oh yeah, in California they start wildfires, in Hollywood they start fucking wildfires. Some places they do earthquakes or tidal waves. Here in wherever we are, they're spraying the sky and making it snow super heavy so people move out and so that they can move in and buy up the land for super cheap.
Yeah. It's the land here could be used very, very well for data center type things for the future, with different freaking technology stuff.
Yeah,
Or,
like your house isn't worth
even-
$200,000 when the roof caves in.
Yeah, exactly.
And these little old
and people
ladies
are
can't.
sick of it.
Yeah, these little old ladies can't hold out and do the fucking up thing against the mega
Yeah.
corporations when their roofs collapse.
Yeah. And communities are just they're so spread thin now. People aren't really. So you'll be amazed though. So I mean, a lot of people did
Yeah,
step up
volunteer at your
during that
local
time,
fire department if you can. Go be a volunteer fire. Like, there's
or
not enough
just
firefighters.
help. All you gotta do, you got a neighbor frickin', and you
Yeah,
see that they might need a little help. Just go over there and
you
see
get a lot of
if
that
you can
around
help
here.
out.
Like, my
Yeah,
dad's
but
neighbor shoveled his roof off.
I was happy to see
Are
that
you able to
with
zoom
when
in
that
on
went
this a little
down.
bit? Because it's
Let me see.
it's a little tough to read with all these margins. We got all these margins.
Might
We don't
just
need the
be
bullshit. Just
what in
zoom
the
your whole window up in the top right. You can zoom your window in.
I can just do it right here.
The 3 bars. What? A little bit more.
I
Come on now. Yep.
Oh shit.
That's what we're looking for, Tom.
I need to go back.
You fucking boomer. How come you don't know how to use the internet? Is this Brave browser? Dude, I'm about to start using Brave. Like, shout out to Brave. Like, we're going to rep Brave for a while because that's the browser we use. You get, like, some Bitcoin for using it. They'll hook you up with Bitcoin. Like, I don't really know how it works.
It was a different crypto that is tied to
yeah,
it.
sorry. It's not Bitcoin. It's a crypto.
It's been a minute since I got into it.
Right.
But
I don't
did
even look at it.
to this.
But, like, Brave was
for
supposed
that
to be this,
reason.
like, fringe conspiracy browser thing, and now come to find out it's running off the same bullshit everybody else is. You're better off using Firefox.
Yeah, I haven't looked into any of that. The reason I got it was for it being more private and running off of like a blockchain type thing.
Yeah, and I don't think it is all that. I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'd have to do a deep dive. Too many deep dives.
All right, take us away.
All right, so we are on Genesis chapter 5. I'm going to go back to the previous chapter super quick and give a small recap on where we were. Did we make it through this? Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. We did talk about Enoch last time, right?
Yep.
Yes. So we did, and we got to Jubal. Holy moly. This is the begotten phase of things at the moment, which gets a little repetitive.
Yeah, but like if we could remember these fucking names, then we would understand all the children of Enoch and the names of the countries and the peoples that come after. And it's like these names are all so weird that unless you really understand it going forward, it all just blends into nonsense, and it shouldn't because it's all right here.
That's where I kind of wish I went to like Bible study when I was a kid, because you get the guidance and the kind of like map of everything.
We left off with Lamech talking about how he killed some people, and so his curse should be like 12 of Cain's curse.
Yeah, he was bragging about his heinous deeds and trying to one-upsmanship.
70 and sevenfold, it says. So yeah.
Yeah. Nothing to be proud of there, Lamech, you freaking degenerate.
And to Seth,
all right,
had Enos.
Genesis chapter 5, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in that day when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and begot a son in his own likeness after his image, and called him Seth. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years. So this is something right here already. A lot of contention with these ages that people were living
I take it 100%
in the early
literally.
days. And I mean, I kind of do too. I mean, how else are you supposed to? I mean, it's not like the people who wrote this had any other understanding of what a year was. They didn't.
Right.
You know, like the early church fathers and people
Well,
that
they
wrote
did.
these
They
books,
had clocks. They
they
had
had
concepts of time.
not necessarily clocks in the first century. You know, they
Not
didn't have
necessarily
clocks,
clocks.
but
They had
but
timekeeping
they had,
measures.
yes, and they had an understanding of a calendar, and they did not believe themselves ever to be 800 years old. So for them to be saying this, they did mean it literally. It's just wild to even imagine some of these ages that there's we'll get to it at some point pretty soon, I bet, but one I can't remember who the oldest living person in the Bible was. Something tells me it was Enoch or something. I can't
It makes
remember.
sense because very closely later on, it will say that God limits man's years to 120.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Yep.
800 years is only 8 years, then is 120 only 1.2? And so, like, what are you talking about? It is.
Yeah,
I think it is very literal.
I do too. It's these guys were living to be old. But I wonder if, like, when they were 100, they had to have still looked like they were 25, dude. Like, they look good at 100, and they were
Right.
just living their lives. Just, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I'm jelly. I'm super jelly. But, okay. And called him Seth. And the days after Adam had begotten Seth were 800 years. And he begat sons and daughters. And all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years and begot Enos. And Seth lived after he begot Enos 807 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died.
And he
It
died.
goes on, it just goes on like this, you know. It's This is the lineage, though, you know. This is
Right.
the lineage,
May I
and
share my screen for one moment?
there has to be a reason that this is pertinent, and it is pertinent for what we were saying
Oh, we
before,
can both share
where
our screen. Perfect. So this here is a timeline that somebody has made. Actually, let me see if I can get who this is from. This is a book called From Adam to Jesus, apparently.
that's cool.
They have this timeline that's 13 feet in length. So, like, this is the
Oh, what
time.
a number.
This is the timeline that we were talking about making, Tommy. It's got all these fucking
Yeah, I'm glad
lineages
someone
from
else did
the
it.
Bible source, and
I'm glad
when
they
you
did it.
plot out that these fuckers lived 1,000 years, like it's like, or at least like couples 100 years, like 800 years, some of them only 200 years, whatever. They overlap in such a way where it makes sense that this story was carried on. And it
Yeah,
makes sense that there were these kingdoms and these reputations of the people of God, because these were the people of God. And I don't know. It's crazy to think about it this way and to think about it literally and then to actually visualize it and see where the overlap
yeah.
would be, because these
You,
fuckers were living so long. Because you can see that, like, Methuselah, it's somebody else's video. All credit to them. I couldn't tell you who. But, like, Methuselah lives all the way back to meet Adam. Or Adam lives long enough to meet Methuselah. Methuselah lives long enough to meet Noah, I believe. So it's like the story can
two lives,
fucking
yeah.
directly go through short amount of generations when the generations are 1,000 years old.
Yeah, literally.
And,
So that's and with it being an oral tradition for as long as it was, it helps in its validity that they were that old. You know, it kind of makes more sense, and
right.
it lends more validity to it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's all I got.
that's pretty cool. I kind of want to do a deep dive into that at some point.
Yeah, we will. We'll check it out.
That would be a very cool episode where we can kind of get a better overview of how everything was going back then for
There's a
those
lot of cool books like
generations.
this that I would like to buy, and maybe we'll be able to afford it somewhere down the line.
Okay, so we had Seth lived in 105 years and begot Enos. And Seth lived after he begot Enos 807 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 90 years and begot Canaan. And Enos lived after he begot Canaan 815 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years and begot Mahalalel. I think I did that right too. And Canaan lived after he begot Mahalalel 840 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years and begot Jared. And Mahalalel lived after he begot Jared 830 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begot Enoch. So we get to Enoch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 generations after Adam.
Well, that's a different Enoch.
This is a different one?
Yeah, because Enoch was Cain's son. Now you have Enoch being Jared's son. So this is a different Enoch.
Okay. And Enoch lived 65 years and begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with God after he begot Methuselah 300 years and begot sons and daughters. Enoch walked with God. This is the same Enoch.
Well, then this is the Enoch that walked with God, not Cain's son Enoch.
Yeah. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begot Lamech. And Methuselah lived after he begot Lamech 782 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Methuselah were 969 years, and he died.
Can I interrupt?
And Lamech lived, yes.
To say that Enoch walked with God and he was not, for God took him, but then to say, nope, we're going to remove the book of Enoch because it doesn't fit in. Like, we're going to say that God took him, but we're not going to say what he saw.
Yeah.
Like, what
I feel like what happened with that, and I could be wrong because I don't have like a actual research basis on this, but my general understanding is that the early, like, I'm getting this huge inclination to dive into the early church fathers and kind of get a better understanding of what went on during that period, the very early
King
periods
James is a
after
demonologist.
Jesus died. And the early church fathers, a lot of them became saints and everything, and they're kind of the foundation outside of Jesus for modern Christianity and like the Bible and everything. They're the ones that wrote it, and they're the ones that created the church and upheld it and established, rituals and the ceremonies and everything else. And there's something to that, I think, and there's a reason that all of that is done, 100%, especially by the early people that knew the disciples. And yeah, I keep getting this huge urge to deep dive into that. But I think that with Enoch, that book and the understanding of Enoch's testimony during his time, which I don't think Enoch actually wrote the book. The book was written by Hebrew, like a Hebrew
Yeah, that's how
sect.
a lot of them are.
But
they're like accredited to the person, but written by somebody else.
And I think that it got considered apocrypha just because during the early church fathers' time, they were probably trying to simplify and streamline what we needed as per God and as per Jesus.
Yeah.
So they kind of have this book, because otherwise the book of the Bible, dude, I mean, with everything that's been cut out of it, we got already a giant book that takes most people freaking forever to read and
Right.
understand and get the word. So to have all of that together, it would just be insane, really. And like with some of the stuff that is taught in Enoch, is it really anything that we need to know? As far as
I don't know, but we're gonna go into it.
all of that
We're gonna read
that
it.
that it teaches. I think some people are supposed to. I think that's why it's still around,
Right.
is because it has to be for some people. I don't think it's supposed to be for everybody. I don't think everybody needs to know about Enoch in order to live a good
Right.
life and,
Right.
live a good Christian life. But some people, they need that book of Enoch in order to even get on the path of Christianity,
Right.
like for whatever reason. And that's my theory about it. But all right.
28.
So 28. And Lamech lived 182 years and begot a son. And he called his name Noah, saying, "This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed." And he called his name Noah,
Yeah.
saying, "This same shall comfort us." This same.
And same is like italicized in mine,
Yeah, mine too.
but it doesn't have any
This
explanation.
same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. So it's saying that like Noah is supposed to be like some type of like delivery, like deliverance from God, for people.
He
He
must
was
have.
some
He must
type
have
of
known it,
solution.
even though it goes on to say that Lamech has other sons and daughters. It doesn't name
Mm-hmm.
them. It's like Noah's the one. So if we go back, it's Seth, or sorry, Adam had Seth. Seth had
Yep.
Enos. Enos had Canaan. Canaan had a bunch of daughters, but Mahalalel had Canaan.
Jared. Jared
Oh yeah, Jared, and then Jared had
had
Enoch,
Enoch.
and then Enoch had Methuselah. Methuselah had Lamech. Lamech had Noah. So
Yep.
also though it would have been Noah had Canaan. Canaan had Enoch. So like, is that first saying that? Is that like the story of Canaan? Would that be? Or story of Cain. Cain had Enoch. But this is
Yeah,
like
wait,
Cain.
didn't we discuss this last time too, where
Yeah.
they're two different people?
So it's
It
different.
gets
It's different
confusing in that.
Enochs. Different Enochs.
But
Anyway,
Enoch, the one that wrote the book,
we'll know when we
wasn't
read it.
he, or well, he didn't write the book, but the book of Enoch that it's based on.
Maybe we'll just do an
Um,
episode so that we'll get it out of the way. We'll have like,
he was before Noah. He was before Noah.
yeah, both times would have been before Noah. And that's why it's a good
Yeah.
read, man. Because when we're talking about the time of Noah, it's also like the time of Enoch.
All right, we're gonna just move
31.
on and
Yeah.
and see what
Yeah,
what
keep
else
it
we
rolling.
can get here.
Let's blast this shit out.
All right. And Lamech lived after he begot Noah 595 years and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years, and he died. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begot Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Chapter 6. And it came to pass, when man began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, and that they were fair. And they took them wives of all which they chose.
So this is the key. This is
This
the
is
the outstanding line of scripture that everybody uses to say the angels came down and mated with women. And
yep.
what happens when angels come down from their celestial form, take a physical form, procreate with women, have offspring, you have Nephilim.
Yep. This is very, very important shit. And the Lord said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is that." Okay, the freaking King James version, bro.
For that he
And the
also
Lord said, "My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years." There's that 120 years.
yeah.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were old of old, men of renown. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that.
And all of which became men of renown. They became
Um,
old men of renown. They lived long, which means they were powerful.
yeah, they were definitely
And
they were
they bare
giants,
children. So the Nephilim had children.
and they bare children to them. Yeah,
Right.
they bear children
So
to
themselves.
the giants.
Yeah, the giants have children as well. So the Nephilim, if we're saying the giants are Nephilim, the Nephilim are
Oh no,
having
this is
children as well.
okay. Yeah. This is how this so this is what it is. So there were giants in those days and also after that. And then it's saying that when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became the mighty men, the men of renown. So
Oh,
it's pretty much reading like when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, they bore the children, which were the giants in those
and
days.
people will dismiss that, saying the sons of God are the like Noah, and like the people just listed, Jared and Methuselah.
No,
Like those were the people that were bearing children with daughters and having mighty men. And it's like no, no, this was the. It's a lot clearer than that. Like when you read it, it literally says there were giants. Like what are we talking about? Not just giants of men. They're giants.
yeah, giants. Like, what
It
are we
says it
talking about
multiple
here?
times,
Tall men?
and
Like, no,
it'll
we're not
come
talking
back to
about
it
tall men.
later on. They come back and they see these men, and they're like, "Oh, how are we gonna defeat them?" And God's like, "Don't worry, I gotcha." Just like David and Goliath.
It's another super important understanding in this type of framework that we have, and that has been kind of forefronted, not necessarily recently either, but like more so recently,
Yeah,
with the understanding of this Nephilim shit that's going on. And this right here, it says it. It is written. Okay. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. This is an understanding, I just want to say real quick, that a lot of people have a hard time with, that may be on the fence with Christianity, or they kind of have dismissed it. Because a lot of people want to think of themselves as good, you know?
right.
But it's like, we're not, dog.
No,
We're
as
not,
far back
you
as you can
know?
go, people have been being the most horrible people,
Yeah.
sacrificing babies, mainly sacrificing babies. That's the worst one. Like, don't give your children to Moloch.
I feel like if people truly
But like the
did
abominations
a
they were
scan
creating.
of their hearts and of their thoughts, and of what they've done in their lives. Like, I wouldn't necessarily want to say that every single thing that a person has done is evil. But when it comes to man and our, like, we have base instincts, we have base motivations, and that's the sin of our flesh. We have two parts to us. We have our spirit and we have our flesh, and they're in constant battle with each other.
No.
And I just this phrase right here, a lot of people have a tough time with it, but it's such a key understanding to evolving past that and understanding that, this word here that we're given this word, and it gives us a way out of it. It gives us the understanding of where it came from, and gives us the tools to fight it and to kind of get to the other side of it.
Well, it says, every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And I take that to mean that, like, you need to not follow your own heart all the time. Not to say that following your heart's the worst thing ever, but it could lead you to ruin. And following God is the best way.
Yep. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I had made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was just a man and perfect in his generations. And Noah walked with God. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Not before, as in before God was around, but before God. So,
As
like,
in
front of
him.
God's face.
Yeah.
Just a little heads up with that one.
I want
And
to
God
say
looked
that
upon the earth.
while we're clarifying things, back in 6:6, it says, it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth. And it's underlined in my book and changed to sorrow. So they're trying to change that it repented the Lord to it sorrowed the Lord, like it made him sad. But it's not just that it made him sad, it repented him. So God himself is repenting, and he wants to wipe it all clean as if it is a sacrifice of repentance.
God saw that man was evil, and God created something, and he saw that there was evil in what he created, and it made him repent. To make God repent,
right? As
I
if
can't
he,
even
like,
imagine.
he created evil, and he's like, "Fuck, I fucked up. Better make up for this. Wipe the board clean."
Yeah,
Like
he's
and people are like, "Why would God make sin?" And it's like, it literally shows that he acknowledges that he fucked up.
Yeah,
Like,
not only that, but also just it's you've got
and
so much evil going on,
and
he
instead of
created,
just
like, the
absolutely
repenting
wiping it
factor.
clean, he has the grace to see Noah and say, and I'm sure he wasn't so perfect. Like, I'm sure he wasn't so perfect because he's a drunk after this. So it's like
He was a perfect. Maybe in
the eyes of the Lord, like, comparatively to all the evil on the earth.
Another way that I've heard it is that during that time we have all the Nephilim shit going on.
Yeah.
And that he was perfect in his genealogy.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Like,
and
we
so
just traced
necessarily he was perfect, free from sin, free from
we just traced all the men back to Noah. So there's no chance for any male DNA to come in and fuck it up. And the Nephilim weren't female.
Yeah. So there's a shitload of other people on the earth in these days, but this is the lineage that will eventually lead to Christ, and is the story therefore.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But Yeah, Noah was perfect in his genealogy, is my kind of more expanded understanding of it.
Yeah, I like that better.
Okay, and Noah begot three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth was also corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all the flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is become before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and, behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Gopher wood. Florida is Eden. Gopher wood's only found in Florida.
I mean, there's not saying Noah's in Eden.
But gopher wood is only in Florida.
So Noah could have been in Florida.
And
Doesn't
the Eden thing, like when if you remember back, it talks about where these guys moved. They were like east of Eden or whatever,
Yeah.
but it was still within Eden
Yeah.
where they were.
Yeah.
So gopher wood, dude. It's only in Florida. And
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not on the same bandwagon, Tommy. I'm not buying into it yet.
I'm
dude, hearing what
says
you're.
it.
I'm hearing
It
what you're saying,
literally
though.
says it.
I'm just not
Literally.
on that. I would like
And then
maybe
there's-
some people to clarify more about
Yeah,
it.
there are videos. There's a guy who's like this old Florida guy who's like, yeah, if you read the book, there's the rivers, and we've got the rivers, we've got all this shit, we've got the wood, we've got everything that is talked about that you can trace from Eden. It's here, and there's all the proof in the world that it was here, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, also with also with a lot of money from Israel being bound up in Palm Beach, Florida,
Yeah.
Palm Beach County. There's something about it. It's something that ties in with this whole narrative, and there's importance with it. And I mean, we're left with fucking speculation and
all we do is
theorizing, but to think that there are people out there that don't have a little bit more information about it than we do, and like they're making decisions and dumping shit tons of cash, and like kind of, you know, there's something to it. There's something to it. But anyway,
Yeah, you just interrupted
make
God.
thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. Yep, that's what you would do with pitch.
Tar, seal it.
Yep. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make of it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in the cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set on the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth, to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life, from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee I will establish my covenant, and thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons and thy wife and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Of fowls after their kind, of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind, 2 of every sort shall come unto thee, to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee all of the flood that is eaten,
All the food.
and thou shalt all the food that is, and take okay, we'll start that one over.
No, you're
again.
good.
And take thou unto thee of all the food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. chapter 7. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take 2 thee by 7s, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. Huh. Why is that standing out to me weird? So the clean beasts, all
Yeah.
the clean animals.
Because our whole life we're told you get a boy and a girl of every animal on Noah's Ark. And there it's 7. Well, actually, all the clean beasts, you get 7.
So it's not just 2. It's not making sense to me what this means, because it's 2 of every beast. He said that.
Because instead of just 1 and 1, because you can't repopulate 1 and 1 without having inbred animals, you need a male and a bunch of females. So that he could, like, because it says, where is it? For every clean beast thou shalt take of thee by 7s, the male and his female. So even though it says the male and his female, I imagine the male and his herd of female, because a lot of times that's how it is in the animal kingdom. You got a dominant male and they got multiple females. That's just my
Or does
guess.
it just mean 7s as far as like just 7 of each?
Well, because like 7,
So
you have an odd number. So you wouldn't even necessarily have 1 boy and 1 girl. You'd always have 1 extra. You'd probably have an extra girl. It's probably not 1 male and 6 girls. It's probably like 2 or 3 males and 4 females, you know?
So there's certain of the clean beasts, they bring like a herd with you.
Yeah.
And then of the beasts that aren't clean, take just 2, the male and his female.
For some reason, it's not necessary for them.
Of fowls, also of the air by 7s, and the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth.
So I've heard before that there was no rain ever before this.
Yeah, there was something about that.
And in the beginning it said that like there wasn't rain. It says there was no rain in those days. There was just like a mist or a fog or something. I wish I had such a memory. But
it was it was like a mist, a dew that would just arise every morning and water everything.
Like the manna.
And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him into the ark, because of the waters of the flood, of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, and the male and the female, as God had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600 years of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were opened. So we got the fountains of the deep and the windows of the heaven.
Yeah, so the
water wasn't just from the rain. The water wasn't just from the deep.
Tidal waves and rising sea levels.
It was like a 2-frontal assault on just everything becoming wet.
God's making it wet.
I mean, dank. Dank is very unpleasantly wet.
Yeah.
And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the self-same day entered Noah, and Shem, and Ham, and Japheth, and the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, and they went in unto the ark, 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. Wherein is the breath of life? Just saying that with the 2, of all flesh. So the breath of life being with, male and female.
Right.
Both together lies the breath of life.
Yeah.
So
there is no more life when everybody's gay. You can't have the majority of your population be gay. It's not the natural order. It just isn't. Sorry.
It's a sheer fact of just
Not
existence.
to say you can't be gay. Not to say there's anything wrong with being gay, but it's unnatural and it should not be taught as the new best thing. It should essentially be discouraged, not aggressively or forcefully. Like, let your kids be whatever.
It's just,
but
in like a natural existence, most
it's not
people
right.
they're not gonna gravitate to that anyway. So it's like, it doesn't even matter. Like, few people are gay, whatever, do your gay thing, but it's just not gonna actually, like, you can't try to make everyone else gay, and it wouldn't work anyway. So it's kind of like it's a very like self-defeating and fatalistic type of approach to life if you're gay, trying to make everybody accept you and to make other people gay.
They figured out how to make a lot of people gay.
Yeah, they're turning the frogs gay.
Sorry.
And they that went in, male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. The Lord shut him in.
Mm-hmm.
There's I don't know where it is. We'll probably end up coming upon it, but that's talking about when Noah made the ark, the Lord instructed him to leave the door open. Like, there was no way to shut the door. There was no mechanism to shut the door. The door was kind of like just there, and it was kind of like a ramp for all of the animals and everything. And the Lord told Noah that, like, when the time comes, I'll shut the door. And there was no way that the door could shut unless God did it. And God did it. He shut the door. And that was like a little proof back in the time. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare up the ark, and it was lift above the earth. And the waters prevailed, and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both fowl, and of cattle, and of beasts, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. And in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land died. And every living substance was destroyed which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and that they were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. That's a long flood.
I'm surprised that it was only 15 cubits.
Well, it's weird because it says that all the mountains were covered, and it's talking about how it was only 15 cubits, so it's like...
I mean, that must have been...
It doesn't make sense.
Peaks poking out.
And God remembered Noah and every living thing... Oh, Genesis chapter 8, by the way. And God remembered Noah and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark, And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of 150 days, the waters were abated.
So 15 cubits is 22.5 feet, roughly.
That ain't enough to cover mountains. Something up with that.
Continue.
And I don't know. And the ark rested in the 7th month, and the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. In the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. So, I mean, 22 feet. These mountains must have been tiny back then.
Yeah.
And it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made. And he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him, to see if the waters were abated from the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand, and took her, and pulled her in unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucketh off. So no one knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again to him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month of the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 7th and 20th day of the month, was the earth dried. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth off the ark, thou, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both fowl, and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons and his wives, and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah builded an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast, and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings to the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more thing living as I have done. What was that?
So this map is apparently, I just found it on Reddit, 70 meters of sea level rise. So that's 240 feet. We're talking about, if 15 cubits is about 23 feet, this is a 240 feet of sea level rise, and everything is still pretty much exposed. But then I've seen that one map that's like, oh, all the millionaires are buying up land in these areas because this is where the flooding would be if there was a bunch of flooding in the U.S. You know that map? I keep talking about shit without having references pulled up. But, yeah, the idea is essentially like, how much flooding would that require? Because this is saying that 240-foot sea level increase is only going to do this much. And so then I'm like questioning the Bible, because it says everything under heaven. But like,
The only
What?
thing that I can imagine is with the heaven being bursted open like that,
Yeah.
that it just washed everything the fuck away.
Yeah.
You know, like the flood made the waters of the deep is what you're looking at with the map like that. That's the waters of the deep rising up. But like the land was hit with like waves from the air.
True.
Like
True.
the
The
floods
sky
were
opened
from
up.
both fronts.
Yeah.
So it washed away the shores, but also everything inland was being absolutely
Mud flooded.
just mud flooded. Yeah. Yeah. Freaking, I don't know. The cubits and shit is throwing it off a little bit, but there's ways to look at it and probably understandings that we're just not privy to at the moment that
Right.
would probably help us understand that a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay. His sons and his wives, every beast, creeping thing, Noah built an altar, smelled the sweet savor, and the Lord said in his heart, I will not curse the ground any more for man's sake, for the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more everything living, as I have done. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Genesis chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all fishes of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb I have given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall you not eat. So he's talking, don't eat people, dude. It's like you can eat everything, don't eat people.
Yeah.
And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast I will require it. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, I will require the life of man. And surely your blood of your lives I will require. At the hand of every beast I will require it. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, I will require the life of man. Huh. And surely your blood. So would your blood be your children?
Next line is, Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of God made he man. So it's essentially saying whoever by like shed blood, it could mean to kill, it could just mean harm. Whoever harms man is going to be harmed by man. And he says that even applies to the animals. So like, don't harm man.
Yeah. Will I require? I will need it. I will need your blood of your lives. I don't understand that.
He's
It's
saying,
wild.
and surely the blood of your lives I will require if you fuck up. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God I made he man. And you be ye fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And God spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, of the beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. Rainbows.
Yeah.
And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant, which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went forth off the ark were Shem, and Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan.
There you go. There's your other Canaan.
These are the three sons of Noah, and of them the whole earth overspread. So this is where they spread out over the whole earth after
So
this.
this is like Canaan, right? The other one is more spelled Canaan. Yeah. The other one is Canaan, and this is Canaan.
They love their similar
naming it really close.
Nameage, yeah. I mean, we kind of do the same thing today, except we just spell it the same, and then we're like the third.
Yeah.
These are the three sons of Noah, and of them the whole earth was overspread. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and was uncovered within his tent.
He was naked.
Oh no, this is us getting into the foul shit that happens.
Yeah.
And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment, and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward, and covered the nakedness of their father. And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. So like, fucking Ham, dude. He's like, hey, dude, look, guys, Dad's naked.
Nope. No, not just naked. We'll come to see later that this nakedness, it says, saw not their father's nakedness, but Ham saw the nakedness of his father. It's not just that his father's in there drunk naked. Later on, you'll see where nakedness is used to refer to sex. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your sister. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister. These sort of things are said later to not just refer, you can't just see these people naked. It's saying, don't go fuck these people because incest is bad, right? So, Ham, seems like Ham committed some incest. Either had sex with his father or had sex with his father's wife.
Yeah, I'm just, the way that it's put here, it seems like he was just naked in this part. He was drunken and he was uncovered within his tent. Uncovered, he doesn't have clothes on. And they saw his naked, and then the one son saw his nakedness and went and told the brothers, and the brothers took a garment and laid it upon their shoulders, went backward into the place, and covered up the nakedness of their father. So they covered up their father.
Yeah.
And their faces were backward, and they saw not their father's nakedness. So I don't think he was banging, and that's what they saw. I think he was naked, passed out, laying there, and the two sons, not Canaan, frickin' went in and covered him up. They were like, here, put this over you so that fucking Canaan stops looking at your dong, Dad. And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. Ooh, so then Canaan went back for some. He went in for some. Wait, maybe what it is that Canaan saw his dad naked and shit, and he told his brothers. And did he tell his brothers after? That's what it has to be, right? So he
Why are
saw.
you
So
saying
he
it's?
saw
Why are you
his
saying it's Canaan?
because Canaan, whatever his name
Canaan.
is,
No, I'm
because
saying
that's
why.
what it says.
It doesn't. It says
It
Noah.
does.
No, it doesn't. It says, and Noah awoke from his wine and knew that his younger son had done unto him. Who is his younger
And
son?
and he said, "Cursed be Canaan."
He said, "Cursed be Canaan." Yes, but Canaan is not his younger son. Canaan is his grandson. So younger son could mean his grandson. But earlier in the story, it never mentions Canaan doing anything. It says Ham saw the nakedness. Ham father Canaan saw the nakedness. Doesn't say Canaan did anything. So
Yeah.
why would Noah wake up after Ham saw him naked and say,
So it was
curse
Ham.
your...
It was Ham, not Canaan. It's
Right.
Ham.
But then Noah's like, curse your son and all who come after him.
So Ham. So we got the sons of Noah went forth from the ark. Shem,
He doesn't say
Ham,
all who come after him.
and Japheth, and Ham is the father of Canaan. Okay, so Ham,
Yep.
father of Canaan.
So
These are the sons.
it's weird that he would curse Ham's son for Ham having had just seen him naked. Ham saw him naked, went out and told his brothers, "Hey, Dad's naked," and his brothers went in and covered him up. That was Noah's 3 sons did that. Now Noah wakes up and says, "Curse Canaan. He's going to be a servant unto his brethren." Why? That doesn't make sense. All you did was see
He
you
cursed
naked.
his father. He
What?
cursed his father.
He did not curse his father.
cursed
Noah woke up and cursed Canaan, who is the son
Yes.
of Ham. He's not
No.
cursing anyone's father.
Oh wait, father of Canaan. Okay, so he cursed, and Ham, the father of Canaan,
Yes. Who
But
is the
cursed
son of
Canaan.
Noah.
which is the son of Ham.
Goes
so it's his
Ham-
grandson.
Goes Noah, Ham, Canaan.
So his
Canaan has
grandson
nothing
was
to
the
do
one
with the
that
seeing the nakedness, though, in the
cursed.
story. But he's getting cursed for his dad having had seen his grandpa naked. If we're talking about just seeing somebody naked, why does that earn a curse from your grandfather? Because your father saw him naked. Doesn't make sense to me unless there's some nasty going on, unless they're fucking. It seems like Ham goes in, sees his naked dad, is trying to take something from him by either having sex with his wife, who might also be there drunk naked next to him, or having sex with him and like trying to defile him in such a way or belittle him in such a way. Goes out and tells his brothers, "Hey, Dad's in there passed out. I just fucked him." And instead of going and doing the same thing, they went in there and covered him up. He woke up from his wine and felt his booty hole hurting and was like, "Fuck your son," because, I don't know, curse your son because that's harsher than cursing you. Like, your punishment is now your son's fucked. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I truly don't.
I've just heard it explained
There's
that.
not
I've
enough-
just heard it explained
not
that way
enough
before, and
here.
it makes more sense because, yeah, there's not enough here.
There's
So-
not enough
so we
here
can-
to
we can
even
go
draw the
on.
conclusion of it,
Right.
which is the part that's frustrating about it, because it's like, what the fuck does it all mean?
Yeah.
Because there is definitely, room to say that, but then also it's like, but why? And like it could just be like, I guess, like language barrier shit. Maybe be better to kind of dive into the like oldest understandings of these words and kind of get a better understanding of that in the context of it.
Hey, he just goes on to talk about how Canaan's going to be the servant of everybody else.
Yeah. So Canaan fucked up though.
Right. But he didn't
Canaan
in the
fucked
story.
up. Or no, Ham fucked up.
Yeah.
They got the
For
fact that they keep them together fucks everything in
for
my fucking brain.
for being
It fucks everything.
for being the person reading it, you're sure having a hard time keeping it straight.
And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years. And he died. Dude, he's old as
He looked
freaking
old as
dirt.
fuck.
Genesis chapter 10. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood.
Do you want me to take over? This is the ranty one.
If you would like.
I was just seeing if you wanted some relief.
Yeah, do it up.
All right. The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tiras, and the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. So that was interesting. Ashkenaz is the
Yep.
son of Gomer. Like, this is probably in Hebrew Bibles a lot more elaborated.
Yeah.
And the sons of Javan, Elishan, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided into their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havali, and Sabbat, and Sabta, I don't know, and Ramah, and Sibteka, and the sons of Ramah, Seba, and Dedan. And Cush begot Nimrod. So Cush, see, this is why it's important, because Nimrod is brought up later, an important character.
Mighty one of the earth.
He began to be a mighty one of the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. That's so funny. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, in the land of Shinar. Out of the land went forth Asher, and builder Nineveh, and the city
Builded at Nineveh.
and the city Rehoboth, and Kala. And we're just gonna butcher a bunch of names. And Resen between Nineveh and Kala, the same as a great city. And Mizraim begot Ludim, and Anamim, and Lihabim, and Nephtuhim, and Pathrusim, and Kalsuhim, out of whom came Philsittim, and Caphtorim. And Canaan begot Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Architite, and the Sinite. So these are all names that I recognize coming up later now, though. So it's like the cursed one, Canaan. These are all the tribes that get wiped out in particular later.
Yep.
So these are all his children. So his children's kingdoms are getting wiped out soon. And the Arvadite, and the Zimmerite, and the Hamathite, and afterward were the families of the Canaanites. See, it's weird that they call them Canaanites. I'll just call them Canaanites. It's easier to say. And the border of the Canaanites were Sidon, as thou comest to Gerar, and Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Admah and Zeboim, even unto Lishah. These are the sons of Ham, after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even unto him were children born. The children of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Utz, and Hul, and Gether, and Mash. And Arphaxad had begot Salah, and Salah begat Eber. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. What does that mean, for in his days the earth was divided? There must have been a lot of war. And Joktan begat Almodad, and Shelef, and Hazarmaveth, and Jerah. This is fun. Because in my head, I just can kind of like blah, 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 blah. But now I got to like give it the old college try. And Hadaram, and Uzal, and Diklah, and Obal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jabab. All of these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Mesha, as thou goest unto Sephar, a mount to the east. I wonder if I'm going to offend anybody by butchering all these names. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of those of Noah, after their generations, in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. So, very quickly and easily, it seems, Noah's children took over it's the Middle East, basically, because they're all going to, you can kind of track where all these armies go around and start conquering each other later on.
I'm gonna stop streaming it. Wait, is it readable, do you think, for anybody, or
yeah.
Like on the actual video afterwards, they can read it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Never mind, I won't stop.
All right. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. So everybody spoke the same language back in that day. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said unto one another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, let us be scattered abroad lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So they want, let us make us a name. So what would making a tower and making a name, how would that prevent them from being scattered abroad? And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men had builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language. And this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all of the earth, and they fell off to build the city. So everybody was speaking the same language. They were building this tower, and God said,
Tower of Babel.
Yeah. And God said, wow, this is really impressive. They could literally do probably anything they set their mind to, because they're all speaking the same language. Let me scatter them about and make them all speak different languages. Essentially make them separate people, because if they're separate, they can't cooperate. And so This is kind of like
Well,
the idea of the internet right now, because the internet is allowing all these peoples from across the world to communicate, and things are happening that have never happened before. And certain people in power kind of see it as it's kind of scary, because who knows what the people will do. Weird how the Bible imitates reality, or reality imitates the Bible, or it all is a
I see it.
fractal holographic
I s-
universe that makes so much sense when you fucking understand shit.
yeah, I see it as like we're building the tower right now. Like
Yeah,
even the
no, there's a
people at the
whole. This
top,
is a
they're
whole.
building
It's
it
a
too.
repeat. Yep.
They just want it for themselves. They're trying to consolidate it.
Yep.
They don't want it for everybody.
Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Ariphax, and 200 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begot Ariphax 500 years and begot sons and daughters. Ariphaxad lived 35 years, so 35 years, and begot Salah. And Seraphaxad lived after he begot Salah 403 years and begot sons and daughters. And Salah lived 30 years and begot Eber. And Salah lived after he begot Eber 430 years, and he begot sons and daughters. And Eber lived 430 years and begot Peleg. And Eber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years and begot sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begot Reu. And Peleg lived after he begot Reu 209 years and begot sons and daughters. And Reu lived 230 years and begot Serug. And Reu lived after he begot Serug 207 years and begot sons and daughters. And Serug lived 30 years and begot Noah. Nahor, thank you. And Serug lived after he begot Nahor 200 years and begot sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 920 years and begot Terah. And Nahor lived after he begot now the name is different. Terah in 119 years and begot sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years and begot Abram, Norah, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Norah, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father, Terah, in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took them wives, and the name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife Milcah, and the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren, she had no children. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot his son, of Haran his son's son, and Harai his daughter-in-law.
Sarah, like Sarah. It turns into Sarah eventually. Abram turns into Abraham, and then Sarai turns into Sarah after.
Okay.
So it's like Sarah, kind of, but Sarai. It's gonna be like Sarai.
We'll wait till it switches. And they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go unto the land of Canaan, and they came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abram was just chilling at his dad's house, and God's like, dude, come on, let's go.
Yep.
This is what Jordan Peterson's talking about all the time. Abram was an old man living at his dad's house in his basement. And even you can leave your father's basement and lead a great nation. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when... Yeah, he was 75 when he left his dad's house, dude. Like...
Yeah, but the ages were different then, dude.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
Yeah. They were though. Cause
no, at this point, they were limited to 120 now. After Noah, God limited man to 120.
I know, but I noticed that even after he said that when you were going through the whole begotten thing, that people were still old as fuck. They were still living super long.
Oh, yeah.
So he's definitely... That's young. He's still young at 75.
Huh. Yeah, true. All right. So, where are we at here? I
think 4.
So Abram departed as the Lord had spoke unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai's wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance, and that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. The souls, the people.
Talking about people, I think, yeah. So followers of some sort.
And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Sichem, unto the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram, and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east. And there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land. And Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, which is to temporarily stay, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he had come near to Egypt, that he said unto Sarai's wife, Behold now, I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is thy wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman, that she was very fair. The princess also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. Dude, she must have been pretty good looking to be taken straight to the Pharaoh.
I think they just did that back in the day. If you were if you were a woman that looked like put together and like symmetrical and like not totally fucked up, then they were like, "Yeah, you're coming with us. We got the king. We got like this lineage we're trying to like maintain.
Yeah, we're trying to keep them pretty. They just keep inbreeding.
So we're gonna keep you around and keep you on our side."
And he entreated Abram well for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen, and he asses, and manservants, and maidservants, and she asses, and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarai, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is it that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Why saidst thou, She is my sister? So I might have taken her why sayest thou, She is my sister? So I might have taken her to me to wife. Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her, and go thy way. The Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that they had. So Pharaoh's like, why'd you fucking lie to me? You couldn't, if you're trying to save your ass, you could have told me she was your wife. I didn't mean to fuck up. So get out of here.
Because they knew about God, like that whole
Right?
time. They're like, you just fucked us. They're like,
they
why would you do
but
this?
But then, like, almost immediately after, they forget. Like,
well, didn't they get hit with some plague right then, right?
yeah.
After he marries after Pharaoh marries Sarah. So it's and the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife.
Okay.
And apparently the priests and shit, or the whatever sorcerers or whatever Pharaoh had at the time, like his freaking astrologers type people, whatever. They were like, dude, all these plagues, I mean, it's gotta be coming from something. Like what the hell has happened? And they trace it back and they find out it's freaking Sarah. And they're like, what the hell's going on here? Shake her down a little bit. Ever since you came here, freaking shit's been going wrong. And she's like, well,
yeah, maybe it's just their
I'm
mistakes.
actually Abram's wife. And then the fucking priests are like, dude, that's a contract with the God. With that God guy, like, and that's why these plagues are happening. We're like, we fucked up. You got to send them back.
Right.
And it just became a whole thing.
And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle and silver and gold. And he went on his journeys from the south, even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been in the beginning, between Bethel and Hai, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. So, like, it's not just Lot and Abram. It's like Lot and Abram and a ton of fucking people and a ton of fucking animals.
Yep. They were kind of starving for a little bit there because they went into the land of Canaan and there was a bad famine.
Yeah.
So everybody's starving and shit, and they don't really have much. They probably went through a lot of their cattle and stuff that they took into the area, and they
go into Egypt, and Egypt's doing okay. The Pharaoh gives them a bunch of stuff for his sister.
This is a mission. This is a flat out mission. The whole Abram being sent there, that's a mission. God was like, this is the land of the Canaanites. Yeah. So this is all Canaanite territory where, I mean, dude, we know about the Canaanites. They like to do fucked up shit.
Like,
and they're cursed.
To your children.
Yeah. So he's like, go in here. We're going to give you a little fucking like a little CIA mission where we're going to honeypot the fucking Pharaoh. Right. And that's exactly what happened. They honeypotted the Pharaoh. And Pharaoh ends up getting cursed from it. But before that happens, he agrees to give Abram a bunch of freaking shit that's going to help all of his people, help his cause. And Abram's able to bring all that back. But dude, Pharaoh doesn't forget that shit, He doesn't forget.
Yeah. So that he could not dwell. Where was I?
Adrian, life, the
south, and the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. So yeah, there was a ton of them, and they couldn't dwell together because there was too many. And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle. and the Canaanite and the Pezerite dwelled then in the land. So they're all fucking bugging because they're too close trying to herd or shepherd their
They're
animals.
fighting
all in the
over
same
land
area.
and resources.
Yeah. Abram said unto Lot, Let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes, and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zoar. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abram after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee I will give it, and to thy seed forever. And it will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Then Abram removed his tent, and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar to the Lord. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and with Bishar, king of Gomorrah, Sidnam, king of Admah, and Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which was Zoar. All these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is the salt sea. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer. I don't know. And the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and Zuzims in Ham, and the Emims in Shaver, Kiriathaim. This is fun. And the Horites in their Mount Seir unto the El-Paran, which is by the wilderness, and they returned and came to Mishpat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and all the Amorites that dwelt in the
Hazazontamar.
And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, the king of Zoar, and they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim, with Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and Tidal, the king of nations, and Amraphel, king of Sinir, and Arioch, king of Elasar, 4 kings with fire, and the vale of Siddim. Oh, what did I say? 4 kings with 5. 4 kings against 5 is what mine says. It's with is changed to against. And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits, tar pits. And the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there in the tar pits, and they that remained fled to the mountain. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their victuals, which is food supply, and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped, and told Abram and the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain, and Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. So that's like how the word got through, is because these guys were allies with Abram.
Yep.
And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. So Abram's got 318 men, and he's like, let's go, we're getting Lot.
Yep.
And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chirodilamer, and of the kings that were with him, and the valley of Shaveh, which is the king's dale, the king's valley, and Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God, which is, it's changing to Elion. So like priest of the Most High God, I don't see that as the same God, you know, because it's not translated to a word that is ever used for the same God. Like, it seems like he's a priest of a different God. And he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram on the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. Maybe he is. I think
it's the same God.
Yeah, maybe he is. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies unto thine hand, and he give him tithes of all.
The reason they might be saying that at this point, like using the term the Most High God, is because in this land a lot of different gods started sprouting up during the time. Like all the different nations, they had
it's
their
just
own patron
and it's
gods,
a different language, probably.
Yeah. So it's like you have all these different gods and stuff of the land, and some people were they literally just worship the one god of the land, you know. And
he's like, no,
this one
is the Most
is
High.
like the Most High, you know, the possessor of heaven and earth, of all, you know. So that's how I'm looking at it.
And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lift up mine hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latch, and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich. So Abram's like, I'm not taking anything from you, because I don't want you to be able to say afterwards that you did anything for me, because I did it all myself.
Yep.
Save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Aner, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion. After these things the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield, and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is Eliezer of Damascus. And Abram said, Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad, and said, Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be.
So this is Abram. He's getting upset, dude.
Yeah, he's like,
he
why
doesn't
can't I have any kids? Like, my wife isn't giving me any kids.
It's the promise that the Lord made to him before, where he said that, hey, your seed's gonna frickin' spread across this land, dude.
Yeah. He's like, what do you mean? I'm fucking like probably 80 at this point, 75, 80.
He's starting to get a little bit older, and he's starting to see that, like, you know, I don't
kids,
have
God?
this yet. Yeah.
And God's like, go up and look at the stars. He's like, that's how many kids you're gonna have. Like, not directly, of course, but like the kids of the kids of the kids. It's like, that's your family is gonna be that large.
Your seed will spread.
Yeah. Where was I now? So those are, and he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me an heifer and 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst, which cut them in two, and laid each piece one against another. But the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcass, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. So you're going to die in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again, and the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. Would you take over for a moment? I hear my cat outside. He's cold. I gotta let him in.
Yep. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces.
He must be at the other door.
That freaking cat, dude. He's a good kitty, though. That cat. He's like a dog, and Dave don't like him so much. Don't tell him I said this, even though he's gonna see it in editing. He's a good cat. I don't want him, but he's a good cat. In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed I have given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. The Kenites and the Kenizzites and the Cadmonites and the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Rephaims and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Girgashites and the Jebusites.
All right. I think we fucking cut it there. Yo, my fucking cat.
Yes.
My fucking cat was not even outside. The cat was in the basement, and we've got a baby gate up in the kitchen going down to the basement, and it's got a cat door on it, and the cat door was kind of like closed over. It wasn't closed, and all he had to do was push on it a little bit, and it would have opened, and he's like, I'm trapped. I've been trapped out here forever. I'm starving. And the food and the water's right there. The litter's down there. He's like, this is terrible. Fucking cat trees down in the basement. I hear him
That's so
crying,
funny.
and it sounded like the cat trapped outside. Like, it's fucking winter. It's horrible. He's like, "Meow, I'm dying." It's like,
You
dude,
think he's dying.
you're so set. You got everything in the world, and you're not even trapped. You're just stupid.
Yep, literally. That's funny though.
Yeah. So,
We got some cool stuff that's going to be coming up for the next Bible read.
yeah.
We're going to be going into the destruction, the absolute nuking of two hedonistic lands, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we stopped here for it because we got a good basis going on for it, laid out, little anticipation built up.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
It's
not
a good
done
one.
with
I don't know. I love
the
this.
destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, not just that. This whole time period in the Old Testament is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's close because then we get, like obviously we get like David and stuff, and we get like some of the other kings and their like stories, which are pretty good.
I don't know. I'll let you know when I get further into it. I haven't read enough, but I would say my favorite would probably be when Jesus shows up. That's what I'm looking forward to.
This
the
is
most.
Old Testament. This is Old Testament we're talking about. But in the Old Testament, I'm almost through the whole Old Testament on my own, so
Yeah.
it's freaking. This is probably one of my favorite stories. The whole like Egypt thing too, when they go in there and start freaking really letting Pharaoh have it.
It's fucking crazy that who is it? Jacob that goes to Egypt?
No, it's Abram.
Abram
pretty
goes
sure.
back to Egypt.
Except he goes back as Abraham. It's after, which is coming up in
but
the
then
next,
his
in the next
son,
area.
his son, who's his son?
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah.
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 So Jacob is the one that works with Pharaoh to get them a bunch of fucking money because there's famine everywhere.
Yeah.
And he foresees it, and he's like, "Hey, save all your grain. Make sure that you're fucking set for this famine."
Moses.
No, you're fucked. We gotta read it too. Let's not fuck it all up. It's Abraham's son, whoever that is, goes to Egypt and teaches the Pharaoh how to make some fucking money because everybody else is going to be in famine. And so for tons of years, all these countries have to come to, or just different kingdoms got to come to Egypt for grain, and they make tons of money off it. And so Jacob is treated very well, or Abraham's son, whoever it is treated very well. And then 400 years go by, and they're turned into slaves. All of Jacob's children, the Israelites, the fucking all the Jews in Egypt are treated like slaves. And that's when Moses comes around, is 400 years later.
Yes, and he's the son of yes. He's a son of descendant of Jacob.
Yes.
That's who Moses is. But it's crazy. They just keep coming back to Egypt. And it's like, is this the pharaohs change? Obviously, right through this time, they change, and it's freaking cool, dude. The whole time period, pharaoh. They're fighting Egypt. Like there's like a great injustice thing that goes on. Well, God's fighting Egypt.
No,
100%. Yeah, with all the plagues and the frickin' everything that goes on, it's like
it doesn't sound like a fight.
Nephilim shit is freaking going on.
It doesn't sound like a fight. It sounds like a statement. It's like they are worshiping other gods, so he could give a fuck less what they do. But then Abraham comes in and they steal his wife, and he's like, "Fuck you super hard for fucking with my guy. You can't take his wife." So he plagues him. And that was enough right off the bat to get that pharaoh to give her back. But then later on down the line, which is, again, 400 years later, when Moses is trying to leave, and he's like, "Hey, me and my people, we worship a different God. We should probably just get out of here. God hardens the Pharaoh's heart to make a statement because he can't just let the people go because they'll pursue him and kill him, or they'll say, oh, that we let him go because our gods are so good. Like, he had to let him go on certain terms, which was God is greater than the gods of Egypt. So it was kind of, to at least to me, to make a statement. It's not so much a war. It wasn't an attack on Egypt because he could give a fuck less. He's like, oh, you're going to worship lower G gods? Go ahead. Fuck you.
It was a spiritual battle that was taking place between. It decides the future.
Yeah.
You know, it decides the future of all of it. What happened there? You know, it was kind of like I see it as kind of like a battle that went on for the future of this lineage, and so that Jesus could get born and everything.
I see it as like setting up the premise to a story, and also so that Jesus can be born. But it's like, I don't know. It's like the forward.
Like, so many people died. Like, God killed a shit ton of people in that.
Yeah.
And the frogs and frickin' all the pestilence, and it was like nuts. And then even so, the frickin' Pharaoh still pursued him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets absolutely clapped by the Red Sea.
Like, literally.
Absolutely clapped. And the proof of that's really cool shit. Like,
yeah, we got
that's
that
even
today.
stuff. That's stuff that's like, today we see, like, you can see where the pillar of fire that was God on the earth. You can see where it was.
There's the chariot
like,
wagon wheels at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Like,
it's nuts. I love that part. That I don't know what it is about that time of this whole Old Testament. It's so just foundational, and it's just we actually see stuff with it too.
It's crazy that
like,
people doubt that
awesome.
God exists when we've got the proof to show that these stories happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, maybe they didn't happen exactly the way that it happened, you know. Maybe the water was different then, and they were able to walk across. And maybe they'll
make up all the excuses.
But
the excuses that are made are all off of they're an ignorance, really.
You're
is
ignorant.
what it is. It comes down to
ignorant.
a lack of understanding.
It's ignorant.
It's a lack of. They haven't even read anything. They don't read shit.
I haven't read anything. I'm ignorant. Fuck you. You haven't finished it. You're ignorant. We're ignorant. Don't listen to us.
We're pretty ignorant too, but
I want to make a disclaimer to go up at the beginning of our episodes that's just like, we're fucking stupid. Nobody should listen to this episode. Nobody should listen to this show. This is a terrible show. We're dummies. We don't know anything.
There was actually something I saw. I wish I could freaking remember. I'm burnt the fuck out too. I pushed it hard with the whole snow blowing shit, so I'm just kind of like half asleep.
Tommy the burnout.
But yeah, literally. But there's something to be said about the whole disclaimer thing. We should get like a good, but it has to be a good one, dude.
Yeah. I want it to be like a satirical
future shit too.
Yeah.
We got to be able to use it for like future shit, like
I want it
future
to be like
crime when fucking AI and shit takes over.
Yeah. I want it to be like satirical yet legally binding.
Exactly. I love that. I love it.
Or like legally
funny but functional.
Yeah, legally alleviating.
Yeah. Alleviating, yeah, that's a good one. We're just alleviated from the bullshit that you're gonna try and send our way because we're stupid.
Yeah,
and you can't fuck with us. We're just dumb.
You can't hold us accountable for anything we say. We're just dummies.
We're actually insane.
We're a couple
So
dummies, and we in fact are telling people, don't listen to us. We're stupid. Did you just listen to both of us read? We're fucking idiots. We can't read. Fucking stumbling over words, fucking everything.
I mean, to be fair,
I think my dyslexic ass was I think my dyslexic ass was adding words that weren't there.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It's the King James version, bro.
Yeah,
it really.
I don't
want to
read that more modern, easier shit. I want
It's tough.
I want that word salad.
Yeah.
I want that.
There is a lot more meaning to it, though. There really is. It's just, I think the way that I was doing it, mostly was listening to the Bible. That's how I got to where I'm at in the Bible, was listening to it. And listening to the King James is wicked tough, but so I switched my listening to the New English translation. That helped out a lot for listening, but like reading, I see that there's like a whole different layer of understanding with it. They were so different back then, man.
Yeah.
Like everything had so much more meaning. They were tied more to like reality, and like they were just closer to God, really. We're far from it the way we live now. And it shows in their language, like how they even attribute words, like where they put them, and like how they frame sentences, like in ownership. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They had a way different understanding, and I like getting the little glimpses of that. King James is cool for reading, I think. It's hard to listen to.
Yeah.
It's so hard to listen to.
I like doing the mental gymnastics of trying to figure out what everything really means.
Yeah, and that's good with reading, because you have the time to go back.
Right.
You can be like, all right, I'm going to sit here on this sentence for 5 minutes.
I mean,
and
we
really
only just
figure
read
this out.
10 chapters in 2 hours.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, dude, we only did 5 chapters the first read, so we doubled it this time.
Yeah, good.
We got a doubling.
I mean,
for
we
you
did
folks.
an extra hour, I think. Yeah, we want to keep putting out longer episodes. We like the longer stuff. It's easier.
Messing around with different times and stuff. I'm sure that, comments, you guys will let us know what you like, and well, we also have what we like.
Yeah,
so
fuck
we'll
what you
figure
like.
out a happy.
We'll do what
we'll
we
figure out
like.
a happy strike of balance.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever works best.
Fucking get out of here.
Yeah, it's time to send you folks yonder.
I don't know what time you're watching this, but it's late for us. Fucking
Yeah.
go smoke
And
a
we got
stogie.
work.
Yeah.
Because
lives
you
to
guys
live.
haven't paid us enough.
Because we're not even posting shit yet.
Yeah.
That's so funny. But yeah, you know how the internet works. We're not going to fucking tell you how to do your job. It's your job to do what you're supposed to do when you like a video. So do that.
Putting it off onto the folks. You'll see it. He's got a thing he throws up. You'll see the socials.
I don't even know if we got them all yet.
Yeah. We will.
All right. Later.
Love God, people. Love God. Christ is Lord.
Amen.